One panel at a time. The rocker and rear quarter section is done, so it's time to move on to these doors. Now we've got our handle removed. You can see on the back of it real damage that's occurred in here, and so we just need to install some sort of something threaded. We just need enough grabbing gripping power to hold that handle in, and before we do this work we need to remove this. We'll have to cut it out of there, and we'll need to make sure that this tab gets reshaped and replaced. Repair this, test fit so that we can make sure that we have that nice smooth fit. I just went over it with a flapper disc, and now I've got on a wire wheel, just on drill. It's even worn out, so we can hope to get right in there and get the rust right out of these pock marks. Got this cleaned up. Use the wire wheel and the grinder first, then wire wheel to get into all these pits. I am a fan of rust converters, rust morts, anything like that that boasts chemical reaction, changing that iron oxide reaction, making it inert. Got some short hair fiberglass filler and a coat of polyester glaze on our door repair, so it's all ready to go. I do need to coat this, and I want to do some test fitting of that handle. I'm not completely done that part of the repair yet, but I am going to move on to the final area of concern on this side of the car. Passenger side front door. This one seems a bit softer, but I'm going to get in here with a flapper disc and a wire wheel, and we'll just see. We've addressed all the corrosion on this side of the car. We have both doors and our rocker and our rear quarter. It's been repaired, all patched up. We've got some primer on them. So it is time to move over to the driver's side. Rust, rot, corrosion. I don't care what you call it, it's gotta go. So this rocker, no better than the other side. Maybe worse. It's even got some crushed in damage here, but we're talking ridiculously weak, crumbly, soft, no strength here whatsoever. So I'm sure we could have just driven down the road and lots of this would have fallen off, but trim it all back and we can get our new replacement panel here trimmed up so that we can fit it on, so that we can finish this off. Most important is to gain back the structural integrity of this sill and make it look pretty, close it up so that it can pass safely. Grinder and the wire wheel, but figuring out how bad this corrosion is. We've got pinholes right through the metal. Much like other parts of this car, we're just going to continue on with the fiberglass filler. I am going to put a rust converter on this. We've got a lot of the worst of the rust cleared away. A 1-inch square tube tacked along the bottom of the floor edge, so that we've got something to weld the rocker to and something to add a little bit of strength. Got some of this inside structure stuff cleaned up and tacked into place. I wouldn't exactly say it's pretty, but it is sealed up with metal and it is solid. So we'll start cleaning up these welds and prepare for fiberglass and some coatings. We're all jacked up and I'm going to climb underneath the car now. I put in this 1-inch square tube and it's tacked along this floor edge, maybe a dozen spots or more, and I'm going to do my best to weld it up nearly as solid as I can. Then we'll be able to get some proper coatings on here. Prepping this area, getting everything ready so we can get some fiberglass work done today. I just put on some of this fiberglass filler, started to harden up, set off. I got everything that I really wanted to get done. This back spot here is starting to set off, so done on my underneath seam sealing. We'll see if we can get under here enough. Sanded down fiberglass. Decided I wanted to put a little bit more here. Polyester glazing putty applied. is getting late in the day. I'm running out of sunlight. We've got our primer sprayed. Our glaze is all sanded down. It's a quick and dirty job. We've got some flaws, textures here, pinholes, low spots. However, I've got to glaze up a spot on this door still, so I'm just gonna squeeze some glaze in here, level this out, throw a little bit more primer on it. We're definitely not making a show car. Finished up some of the body work on this door. I'm about to spray some primer. All messed up. I'm going to spray some gravel guard. Black rocker guard coating. This is paintable. I've just been spending a moment here going over what it has cost so far to get this 2003 Nissan Sentra to where it's at, which is corrosion free and refinished some of these corrosion damaged areas. Now, it wasn't a complete paint job, we didn't fix all the little dents and dings, but we addressed the corrosion definitely, because that devalues the automobile by the greatest amount. Now, the rockers were rotted out and we needed new rockers. For 2 new rockers, it was $134. I bought them from a Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership here in Brandon, Manitoba. So for less than $150, I had new metal put on the car. Now, there was more rotten away than just the rocker skins, and so I used materials that I had. I got some fiberglass filler. That was $43, and that'll do more than just this project. Obviously, I could have gotten a smaller container. The Dolphin brand polyester glazing putty and a can of clear coat came out to about $45. And then the last supply run got me 2 mixed cans of paint, gray seam sealer, and gravel guard. That was $83. I used not even an entire can, but I've been using a can of 1K high build primer. I'm not sure where I got it. I don't have an invoice. It might have been Canadian Tire. Chances are it was around the $30 range. So we're 300 and change, 330 maybe with the can of primer. So I think we're doing all right. Basically just finishing some final assembly. Got all of our panels repaired, painted. Got most of our interior all back together. Just gonna give a bit of a vacuum job. Got one more seat. All of our interior trim is back in place. yeah, so just the finishing touches, a little bit of assembly, and the body portion of this restoration is complete. We know we've got to replace this windshield in order to pass safety. And we're confident that there's got to be something else. Wheel bearings, tie rods, struts, something. But we'll get it to a certified mechanic shop this coming up week. You can stay tuned, see what this little Japanese car has in store.